coaching this generation's real estate superstars. Harris Real Estate University.
Now, here's a little trick on the depreciation as well. What depreciation is the government saying, hey, we figure that over time this property is going to go down in value. You know, and the fact is, if you leave it alone, it's probably going to go down in value. And generally we think of, if it's commercial property, you depreciate it over, anybody know?
20 years.
39 years, 39. And then residential is 27 and a half. Okay, but we're able to do something called a cost segregation study, which is a fancy term for simply taking the value of the property, what you pay for it, and then dividing it out. I mean, some of it's going to be attributable to land. Land is not depreciable. We're going back to your classes when you all got your license, right? You can't depreciate the land. But the building, and this is the part they probably said, okay, and the building is either 27 and a half or 39 years. But the reality is that the building is really comprised of lots of components. And you get to segregate the cost, hence the cost segregation study. So in this room, for example, let's say I buy this hotel. Well, in this room, there are things other than the four walls. I've got the lighting fixtures. I've got carpet. We've got a heating system. We've can even pull out the value for the paving on the parking lot. Those things then are depreciated over 5 to 15 years. There's a table that we've got that you can look it up. So if you buy something for $1 million, let me know if this hotel is for sale for $1 million. Right? Yeah, exactly. But if you bought something for $1 million and you say, okay, we are able to attribute that 150 of it should be the land, then we've got 850,000. Well, in that 850, how much of it is attributable to those things? If it's a residential, you've got even more. You've got cabinets, you've got floor covering, the garbage disposal, washer, dryer, refrigerator, stove, heater, air conditioning. Again, I just love the fact that you can do the paving, because that happens to be a 15-year item. So you pull out the value of those, and so of that 850, it's, okay, this is 50, this is 100, this is 25. Now, if it's just one house, it's just a single residence, usually I'll have my client do it themselves. If they're buying a hotel, we're hiring somebody to come do it because the numbers are going to be too big. And we want to make sure that we're really accurate on that. Now, this is the interesting part, is that with this cost segregation study, well, all we're doing is we're front-end loading the depreciation, right? So instead of being taken over that full length of time, we're going to take more of it in the beginning. We don't pick up any extra, we just move it to the front. So what we're able to do, though, is we get to determine when we're going to do that. So I'm going to, what is your first name?
Julie.
Julie, okay, I'm going to pick on Julie for a second.
Okay.
Let's say Julie has bought, you know, I know you've been buying property, and you've got property you've bought over 2 to 3 years. And let's say, wait, I learned about this cost segregation. I should do this, but I haven't been doing it on my property. So she can go back now and do that segregation, and then we get to take the catch-up depreciation. So we can then catch it all up in 1 year. Let's say you have this amazing year. You know, you've made $700,000 off of all your sales, and you're going, what am I going to do? We get to catch up depreciation on all those properties and have it all hit this year. And there's even a form from the IRS. It's 3115 in case anyone cares. But the part of it that's interesting is whenever they give you a form for something, you know it's not a red flag. You know, if there's something you don't have to ask their permission, and they've got a form. You know, it's much that people might be concerned. It's like, no, this is completely legitimate. We have a procedure for how we do this. Yes?
Just so I quickly understand. I mean, usually you depreciate a residential 27 and a half years, right?
Right, yeah.
So what you're saying is, you know, you still do that at 27 and a half years, but then, you know, you could pull out the roof or whatever.
Right.
Because I've only done it whenever you've made that. Like, if I had it re-roofed,
right,
I would do it. But I can do it anyways?
Yeah, you can do it from when you first bought it.
When you first bought it?
Yeah, because there's a portion of that, because along with that you bought the roof.
Yeah, right.
I don't know that you can pull out the roof, but you can pull out those other items.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the personal property items is what you're pulling out, or chattels.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and there's a list of those.
Subtract that, because if you had done it, so
You
you
subtract
subtract the
the
difference of the
original.
two.
Right, yeah, you don't get both. So if it was, you know, the 850,000, we'd say, okay, instead of the building being 850,000, now it's just 700,000,
right,
and 150 for these other things.
For free daily coaching, go to timandjulieharris.com. Harris Real Estate University.